It's
Yeah.
really specific about the mechanics of it, which I think makes it powerful.
क्या बात
He
है, नहीं
compares
इसको तो मना
spoken
नहीं करना
English
चाहिए,
right
अगर आपको
to
दावत आ रही
training
तो
your
जाना चाहिए,
biceps
आपको
at the
लंगर
gym.
पाक दे।
Think about it.
Okay.
You can read every book ever written about weightlifting. You can watch 1,000 videos.
Well,
You can understand the biomechanics of a bicep curl. You can name every single muscle fiber.
right. I could be the world's leading academic on biceps.
बहुत
Exactly.
एक्सपीरियंस
But if you never actually go to the gym, pick up a dumbbell, and lift it until your arm shakes,
The muscle doesn't grow.
the muscle does not grow. It's impossible.
So, in this analogy, the book learning, the theory, that's the grammar study, and the vocabulary list we all do.
Precisely. We know the rules.
Yeah.
But the lifting, the actual physical act, that is the speaking.
And what he's arguing is that most people just keep reading the book, hoping their biceps will magically get bigger.
That's it. The source argues that spoken English is a muscle that absolutely requires tension to grow. Resistance. If you aren't feeling that resistance, if you aren't struggling a little bit to get the words out, you aren't actually training.
You're just reviewing.
You're just reviewing. You're staying in your comfort zone.
Okay, so if speaking is the dumbbell, what's
ताओ
the specific
बिला
exercise?
ताओ
He
ताओ
prescribes a
ताओ
very
आपी
specific one
सोनम
called
ताओ
shadowing.
आपकी
I've
सोनम
heard
आपकी
this term
सोनम तो
thrown
साथी
around in
हो
language
गई
circles for
होगा
years.
साथी
निकल आई
You
लॉ
were
से
the
बाहर
one
के
who
ये
get it
फंसी
wrong.
है
What's his
नहीं
definition?
ओ हजे बड़ी आपकी तो बड़ी गाड़ी फंसी है
गाड़ी
Let's
फंसी
say
आपकी
aggressive.
से
हम मदद के लिए क्यों नहीं जा रहे वहाँ पे?
वो आपकी कोई मैं कुछ
You
तेरे
listen
को
to a
करने की
sentence,
कोई पता नहीं
pause
है
the
आप
audio,
सुबह निकल आओ जरा काफी भाई का मैं बता प्रॉफिट करनी है आज तक
Right. That's what I thought it
but he
was.
says that's not shadowing. That's dictation. It's a memory exercise.
So
अनप्रेडिक्टेबल
what's the
हैं?
real deal? What's the
नहीं
deep
पर मार्केट
version
रूल्स
of
का
real
काम है
shadowing?
ना
The kind that actually
मतलब दोनों
moves
वो आदमी खुद ही
means you
प्रेडिक्शन
are
है कि यार काम होना ही होना तो पूरा मार्केट
at
एनालिसिस
the
है
same time.
तो
At
पांच
the
सोच के
same
बैठियो फिर
time, how is
अच्छा
that even
मतलब वो
possible?
उन्हें का एस्टिमेट लाया है।
हाँ तो तुझे नहीं लाया थी बस मैं ले लेना बाकी
हाँ
उन्हें पूरा मार्केट का भी देख लिया कैलकुलेशन की थी भाई पूरी कैलकुलेशन कर दी तो मैं अपना सिस्टम बता
जरबा तकसीमा दे के
जर्मा तक सीमा दे
जर्मनी क्या भी
Everything.
लॉजिकली तो होता कि मैं प्रॉफिट से
No,
जाऊँ
you are
हाँ
copying the music
सही
of the sentence, the melody.
You're trying to
अच्छी बात
inhabit the speaker's mouth, essentially, their breath.
In a way, yes. And it is deeply uncomfortable.
मेरी आप ये
Absolutely
मेरी
true.
भक्त
But the source insists
नहीं
it's
आपकी
so
डाटे यार
important.
अल्लाह जिंदगी अली करे
That
माशाल्लाह
feeling
सोनी
of
है
feeling of being on the edge of your ability.
That's where the learning is happening.
That is exactly
अल्लाह ने
right.
हुस्न दिया है
Just like the shake in your arm when you're lifting that last rep.
Embrace the
Rajat.
wobble. I like that. It gives you permission to be imperfect.
It demands it.
Okay, let's
आप
put on
भी
our
क्या
gym
करूँ मैं
clothes.
ऐसे करे आप ही जब
We're
आपकी
gonna
शादी
simulate this
इनवाइट करना है
progression.
अपने
We're gonna
वलीमे
walk
पे
all
बुलाइएगा
10
मुझे
levels.
खाना
We're
अच्छा
starting
होना
at
वहाँ
level
पे
1. This is the C. Are you ready?
Right? Lift.
Level 1. It is a man opens a bank account.
6
तेज
ना
weeks.
मेरी
Simple.
बड़ी कम्युनिटी है
Clean.
हैं
Unadorable.
केस को
It
साथ
feels
किस
almost
के साथ
insultingly simple after the
10,000
reset,
डॉलर तो मेरा
doesn't
खाने में
it?
चला
A
जाएगा
man opens a bank account.
Don't underestimate it. Look at the architecture of it.
2500 डॉलर तो आप ही के लिए ना बिल्कुल आगे में ना
पीनट है
हाँ
मूंगफली
पीनट तो चले ना ना
Verb.
पीनट तो भी चले पीनट फिर 800 रुपए किलो नमक 10 रुपए किलो
It
तो
is the
हजे भी 800
fundamental
रुपए किलो
building block
मूंगफली
of
में
the
जी
English
800
language.
रुपए किलो
Subject, verb, object.
SVO.
सस्ती
It's
होनी
the safety
चाहिए
net. It's what every beginner learner clings to because it's predictable.
It's safe, sure, but it's also robotic. As you said, it's the toddler stage.
Yeah.
If I walked up to you at a party and just
I would assume you were a strangely programmed AI,
मेरे
and
तो
I would slowly back away.
right, it lacks all humanity. It's a statement of fact with no context, no purpose.
But to be fair, narratively, even in these 6 simple words, a story has begun.
It has. We have a character, we have an action. He's taking a step,
Yeah.
a financial one.
He's moving from, I don't know, chaos to order. He's starting some kind of journey.
True. But as you said, nobody actually speaks like this.
Yeah.
Human communication is driven by intent, by purpose. We don't just describe what is happening, we explain why it's happening.
Which brings us directly to level 2. We add the purpose. The sentence evolves into a man opens a bank account to save money.
And boom, instantly it's 100 times more human.
Why? What's the linguistic shift here?
We've added what's called an infinitive of purpose to save money.
The why.
The why, exactly. And the sort. It's a small one, but it's important.
Is to save money the only way to say that?
No, and he gives variations. You could say, in order to save money, which is a bit more formal, or something more casual, like to save up some money.
But the core function is the same.
The function is identical. You are connecting an action opening the account to a motivation, a reason.
It feels like such a small step, but I guess cognitively it forces your brain to hold two distinct concepts at once.
It does. You've got the event itself, and now you've got the reason for the event. You're moving from just reporting what you see to explaining intent. That requires a higher level of cognitive processing.
That makes sense, but let's be honest, to save money is still pretty vague.
Extremely vague. Is he saving for a new pencil? Is he saving for a private jet? Is he just saving because he likes the feeling of having coins in a jar? We have no idea.
The motivation is there, but the scale is missing, the timeline.
We need the horizon.
Which brings us to level 3. A man opens a bank account to save money for his future.
For his future. Okay, now the narrative weight of this sentence has, I'd say, tripled.
It's just 3 words. For his future. Why does it add so much weight?
Because it introduces a profound psychological concept. The source touches on this, and it's the idea of the future self.
Oh, I love that. Tell me more.
Saving money, fundamentally, is a negotiation. It's a conversation between your present self and your future self.
The idea that there's a version of you 10, 20 years from now who is either going to be really grateful for the choices you made today.
We're really, really mad at you.
Right. Why did you buy so many expensive coffees? Pass me.
Precisely. So by adding for his future, this sentence stops being about a simple transaction. It becomes a fundamental choice.
A choice between what?
Between instant gratification and delayed gratification. The man could spend that money today. You could get pizza, go to the movies, buy a new shirt. Pleasure now.
But he chooses not.
He chooses to sacrifice that small pleasure now so that his future self can have something much bigger. Security, stability, options.
So you're saying it turns a simple banking errand into a life strategy.
Absolutely. It's a statement of values. And rhythmically, think about what it does to the sentence when you speak it.
How so?
At level 2,
Yeah.
you could say to save money and just let your voice drop. The thought is complete, but now it has a tail. To save money for his future, you have to sustain the breath, sustain the thought, carry it through to the end.
It's a longer mental journey as well as a vocal one.
Exactly.
We're still in the warm-up zone, though. I think most intermediate learners could probably handle level 3 without breaking too much of a sweat.
I agree. It's a comfortable lift.
Hmm.
But level 4 is where we see the first real structural pivot. This is where the sentence decides it's not just going to walk in a nice straight line anymore.
Okay, level 4 is a man opens a bank account to save money for his future and plans to invest.
Ah, the dreaded and.
It seems so innocent, doesn't it? Just 3 letters. A-N-D.
But and is a heavy lifter in grammar. It's a coordinating conjunction that changes the whole structure. Here, it creates what's called a compound predicate.
Meaning the man is doing 2 things.
2 distinct things, yes. Before, he was just opening an account. Now, action 1 is opening the account. And action 2 is that he plans to invest. The sentence now has 2 main verbs connected to the subject.
Which is another cognitive load. You have to track both actions.
You do. And the source actually stops here to define investing, which I thought was a really smart move, because it's a word people use loosely.
Right.
He uses a very organic, very simple analogy. He compares it to gardening.
Gardening.
He says saving money is like putting seeds in a jar and storing them in your cupboard. They're safe, they're there, but they don't do anything.
Investing.
Investing is taking those seeds, planting them in good soil, watering them, and watching them multiply. 1 seed becomes a plant with 100 seeds.
So our man isn't just a passive saver. He's not just stuffing cash under a mattress. He's proactive. He wants growth.
He wants his money to work for him while he's sleeping. But notice, at level 4, that phrase, plans to invest, is just, it's hanging there.
What do you mean?
It's transitive in concept, but it lacks an object. Invest in what?
Ah. He could be investing in crypto or Beanie Babies or, I don't know, vintage comic books.
Exactly. The sentence is still in a contemplative phase. It's an idea, not a plan. We need level 5 to ground it in reality.
Okay, level 5. A man opens a bank account to save money for his future and plans to invest in the stock market.
Now we have specificity. We have the how.
In the stock market. You know, the source mentions that for language learners, specificity is often harder and more intimidating than generalization. Why do you think that is? I would have thought it's easier to just name the specific thing.
It's about cognitive risk. It requires precise vocabulary recall